Hey y'all, I am back and I have more stalker stories for you guys, but these are all like celebrity stalker stories. So celebrities who have had to deal with stalkers. I found 2 articles. The first one only had 11 in it, so I decided to find another one. There might be some duplicates, so we'll just see what happens, but we're gonna get started. Number 1, Taylor Swift. Taylor has had a number of stalkers attempt to break into her various homes over the span of her career. Earlier this year, 2 men were arrested for separate attempts at breaking into her New York City apartment. One was sentenced to 30 months in prison for not only stalking, but threatening to kill Taylor. In 2018, 38-year-old Julius Sandrock drove from Colorado to Taylor's home in Beverly Hills. He was masked and had a knife with him. Taylor later filed a restraining order against him. Was he arrested? Mohammed Jafar was also arrested in 2018 and sentenced to 6 months in jail after repeatedly attempting to break into Taylor's New York City home in 2017. In a 2019 interview with Elle, she said she carries army-grade bandages for gunshot or stab wounds. You get enough stalkers trying to break into your house and you kind of just start prepping for bad things. I can't imagine living like that. Oh my god, that's terrifying. Nar, can you leave me alone? Like, always being prepared for the worst, I just know. Okay, number 2 is Keira Knightley. Keira had a series of horrifying incidents with 50-year-old stalker Mark Revel, who at one point meowed at her through the letterbox of her London home. He would frequently visit her house and use chalk to draw arrows pointing to her door. At one point, he left a USB at her house with cat-themed music that included a note saying, "Listen to my music." In 2016, Keira said, "Since I reported the incident to the police after he meowed at me through my letterbox and had a scuffle with my husband on the doorstep, we are now looking to move house outside the borough." Mark was arrested and sent to a psychiatric hospital in 2017. Okay, this next one is about Justin Bieber. I'm not reading the title to any of these because I feel like it kind of gives stuff away, but oh my god. People have been known to crowd outside of Justin's Beverly Hills home in the hopes of snagging a photo or hug from the singer. In 2020, he took to Instagram to air out his frustrations, writing, "How can you convince yourself it's not completely inappropriate and disrespectful to wait outside my home to gawk, stare, and take pictures as I walk into my apartment? It's not a hotel, it's my home." Back in 2013, Justin experienced a truly terrifying encounter with a then 41-year-old stalker who wanted to castrate and murder him. Mark Stake and his nephew, Tanner Ruane, 23, were caught in New York City while planning to castrate Justin with garden spears and then murder him. Like, what the fuck? They were apparently operating on orders from 45-year-old Dana Martin, who said his reasoning for wanting to castrate and kill Justin wasn't just so people know who I am. It's because he changed and that made me angry. What does that even mean? Okay, Lily Allen. For 7 years, Lily dealt with a stalker who claimed he was the writer of her song, The Fear, and then proceeded to harass and threaten her. He would drop off these letters at my record company, my management offices, my sister's shop, my flat, she told The Guardian in 2016. Then, one night, a stranger broke into her home, who Lily believes was Alex Gray, the same man who had been stalking her. I sat up and looked, and the door handle was twisting around. This guy came steaming in, and I didn't know who he was. I recoiled, and he ripped the duvet off, calling me a fucking bitch and yelling about where his dad is. Lily was sure it was the same man because she said it was too much of a coincidence that he broke into her home the one day she left her shutters up. Alex Gray was eventually charged with burglary and detained in a mental health facility. They decided to start leaf blowing, and I don't know if you can hear it, it's kind of loud. If they get any closer, I'm gonna stop and film later. They're right at my door actually, so I'll be back. This is Kendall Jenner. In 2017, Kendall opened up about her experience with a stalker sneaking into her gate and banging on her car window while she was inside the car. "I turned my car off and I'm about to open my door and he's standing right there. He goes, 'I need to talk to you,' and I was like, 'No, you need to leave.' I called one of my friends sobbing, crying. He's at my window, banging at my window, screaming at me." I can't imagine dealing with any of this. Like, I don't know, seeing the person who's been stalking you and like having them so close to you is just such a terrifying thought. I actually oh my god. Okay, Robert Pattinson. Unlike almost every other celebrity on this list, or anyone ever, Robert decided to not only interact with his stalker, but went on a date with her. While filming a movie in Spain, he said there was a woman that would stand outside his apartment every day for weeks. "I was so bored and lonely that I went out and had dinner with her," he told GQ in 2019. "I just complained about everything in my life and she never came back." Wait, why is that actually me scaring a stalker by trauma dumping? Leaf blowers are back! They're still out there, but I think they're far enough away that you cannot hear them, so we're gonna keep going. It's been so long. They were around here for 20 minutes. Sarah McLachlan. In 1991, Sarah began receiving love letters from Yui Vendry, I'm probably not saying that correctly, a fan that she said was creepy. She based her hit song, Possession, about the experience, which then prompted Yui to take legal action against her. Is it Yui or? I don't know. Filing a lawsuit claiming she stole the lyrics from his letters. Yui was later found dead after he killed himself. Sarah said many of her fans have walked down the aisle to Possession if only they knew it was about a stalker. Oh my god, they just like brushed over the fact that he literally killed himself. Oh my god. Okay, Tana Mojo's in here. Tana has been quite open with her fans and the press about her fears surrounding a stalker she's claimed to have had for 10 plus years. It's one of those things where I think he's a really smart person and he could do it and get away with it if he really wanted to, she said in 2017 to her YouTube audience. Tana said she kept feeling like someone was watching her and at one point found photos on her Polaroid camera of her sleeping. I think that there's a lot of people who don't necessarily believe her. I think there were some like details that were weird or whatever, but I just think like that could happen and it's terrifying regardless. So we're just gonna go with it's real. Okay, Willow Smith. My cats are fighting. Willow opened up just this year about her experience with a stalker. In December 2020, a stalker broke into Willow's Los Angeles home while she was on vacation with her family. She later found a tent set up outside where it's assumed he was watching and monitoring her patterns. He basically got my patterns, she said. He was a pedophile and I had to go to court and testify about it. Willow now has a restraining order against him. That is, oh my god, I hate this. I hate all of this. Okay, Lindsay Lohan. In 2011, Lindsay tweeted a photo of the man she believed to be stalking and threatening her. This is the Freemason stalker that has been threatening to kill me while he is trespassing, she said, in now deleted tweets. I'm actually scared now. The blood in the cult's book was too much. Sources at time confirmed Lindsay was being stalked by someone, but her security team was reluctant to release more information. However, in 2014, 37-year-old Daniel, Vorder Wilbeck was arrested for continuously harassing Lindsay and her team in London, where she was rehearsing for a play. He called himself King Lionheart and believed he and Lindsay had communicated every day through social media and that they were married. Wait, I literally saw a Dr. Phil episode where this woman got a DM from a famous person, I don't know who it was, and he was like, hey fan, and she like fucking replied believing it was the person and then sent him so much money and believed they were like in a serious relationship. They would say I love you to each other, which obviously this person was just scamming her. He had her banking information, like everything. I was like, bitch, there's no way. Old people will believe literally anything. Just saying. Okay, and Sandra Bullock, this is the last one from this article. In 2014, Sandra was home alone at her house in Bel Air when someone broke in. She ran to the closet and frantically dialed 911. It was the one night that Lewis wasn't with me, she said, referring to her son who was 4 at the time. It was the one night that our nanny goes, let me just take him to my apartment, which is up the street because you're going to be out late. The then 39-year-old Joshua Corbett had been stalking Sandra for days before breaking into her home. In 2018, Corbett died from suicide after a standoff with police at his Los Angeles home. God. Moving on to the next article, there's like 20-something in here, so we're not going to get through every single one. I'm going to read for a little bit and then we'll see what happens. Rachel Bilson. In February 2023, Rachel Bilson was granted a restraining order against a terrifying alleged stalker who tried to break into her Los Angeles home on multiple occasions. The 40-year-old man repeatedly called her his wife, and she told more harrowing details per Metro. There have been many incidents, messages on social media, letters, but most alarmingly, there have been multiple attempts to visit and come into my home. He refers to me as baby and calls me his future wife and indicates that he believes I am pregnant with his child. I have never met him and I have absolutely no intention of doing so. What the fuck? This one I actually read before I started filming. Britney Spears. This is scary. Britney Spears and Sam Asghari just had the epitome of a fairy tale wedding on June 9th. However, Spears' ex-husband, Jason Alexander, nearly ruined the entire wedding by violently crashing it. Alexander live streamed himself on Instagram approaching her home and trying to gain access to the wedding. He was detained and held by police, and the newlyweds were granted a restraining order days later. If one of my exes ever tried to do that, bitch, you're dead. Selena Gomez. In 2014, Selena Gomez had to deal with a terrifying stalking situation at the hands of a man named Chi Cruz. He went as far as to break into the guest house of her Calabasas, California mansion multiple times. He was ordered to stay away from Gomez for a decade and to undergo psychological treatment. Gomez later put up the house for sale. Yeah, that house would be gone. If anyone figured out where the fuck I lived, I'd be gone. Okay, I don't know what came over me. I decided to like skim this one because I don't know, I might skip some. I'm not skipping this. Jodie Foster. One of the most well-known cases of celebrity stalking is when John Hinckley Jr. grew obsessed with Jodie Foster after seeing her perform in the film Taxi Driver. When she was a student at Yale, he enrolled to get closer to her, slipping messages under her door. In a confusing attempt to prove his love for her, he attempted to assassinate President Reagan in 1981 by shooting him. He ended up shooting Reagan in the chest, he made a full recovery, and was sentenced to be in a mental institution for the rest of his life. What the fuck? I feel like that's my reaction to like every single one. Okay, I know we already read about Taylor Swift, but this one has different details, and I'm gonna read it because I love Taylor. In 2015, Taylor Swift had to deal with a man named Frank Edward Hoover who was stalking her to a deranged level. Hoover sent terrifying letters to her father claiming he was going to kill their entire family and saying he was the real son of God. He also claimed the Swift family was the evil family of devils and was soon arrested in 2016. He was sentenced to a decade of probation starting in 2018. I feel like these people deserve to be locked away. My cats are fighting. This whole video is a mess. Leaf blowing, cats fighting, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Oh my god, Jennifer Lopez's stalker not only broke into her home, but was able to stay in her guest home for nearly a week undetected. The man named John Dubis claimed to be her ex-husband and the father of her children. He was sent away for psychiatric evaluation. Like, a week. Like, that was always my biggest fear living at my mom's house, like my mom's old house, the haunted one, because my mom's room was over here, then there was this long unnecessary hallway to the rest of the house, but it was like my mom's it was like her room was in another dimension, and whenever she was gone, or if like I was there alone, I'd be like, there could be someone staying in my mom's room, because there was like a door from the outside too, and the garage was over there, so I'm like, they could have easily gotten in through like 5 different doors, and I'm just sleeping in her room, and I would have no idea, because why would I go down there? This was my biggest fear, and it happened to her. Like, I just can't. Okay, Gwyneth Paltrow's stalker terrorized her for well over a decade, leaving her full of fear. I just read the end of this, that's why my face is like, Dante Michael Suey sent her over 65 packages within 6 years, including letters and packages of pornography. He was later found not guilty of an attempted stalking charge and a felony stalking charge. Not guilty? Had 65 packages and you found him not guilty? Like, we're doomed. Okay, that's all I'm gonna read for now. I hope you guys enjoyed. I've obviously like had my fair share of weirdos and creeps. I don't know if you can necessarily consider them stalkers. Maybe Victoria's Secret, that was weird. I know back in the day we would all kind of title videos of like creepy men, like stalkers, whatever. But I've never had someone like, I don't know, like actually stalk the shit out of me, like show up to my house or whatever. Like the guy at Victoria's Secret, the security guard who was supposed to be protecting me, would like wait at my car, he would like know my schedule, and he would, okay, maybe he did stalk me. Because he would ask my managers too, like when did she come in next, and like he would try to learn my schedule, and then he would like wait at my car and leave notes and bought me flowers, and okay, maybe he was. He left me love letters, yeah, okay, maybe I was stalked. But I never felt like I was like actually in danger. I just felt like he was delusional, but I never felt like he would, actually, that's not true. I've definitely felt like I was in danger. But I guess after the fact, when I like left that store, when he started leaving me alone, he never followed me home. Like it wasn't something like that. He didn't know where I lived. He didn't have my phone number. Wait a second. No, he asked someone for my phone number, I believe. I'm like trying to get this was so long ago that I don't remember everything. I think he asked my friend for my phone number because she gave him hers. I don't know why. I think he asked for my phone number, but she didn't give it to him. I have a whole video on that. I actually have 2 videos about it. One was uploaded so long ago that I decided to remake it like a couple years ago. That's how old the other one's like 8 years old. One of the first videos I ever uploaded, and so I decided to remake it a couple years ago when I lived in Texas because it was just so hard to watch. It was so bad. It was so choppy. And so I have 2 videos on it, the whole thing, and I probably remember details better in those videos because it was a lot closer to when it happened. I don't even know what I was saying, but I just got into that whole tangent. I'm gonna go. I love you guys. I will see you in the next one. Bye. Y'all, I am dying. Okay, so as you guys know, I was like incredibly addicted to Toontown for like 2 weeks. That obsession faded, and now I don't really know what to do with my time because when I don't know, I get so addicted to one thing, and then I get like burnt out on it because I literally played 10 hours a day, so of course I'm gonna burn myself out. So I don't know what I'm supposed to do with my time. So yesterday, this is so pathetic. Yesterday, I spent almost the entire day sitting on my couch scrolling on dating apps. Found no men. I am not that fucking picky, but I swear, I was in the depths of hell on these dating apps. I don't even know what they were either so fucking weird, like gave me the weirdest vibes, like their prompts, whatever, or their pictures looked like they were taken in like 1998. How do you even have that photo? Like, this photo was not from the last decade. When did you take this? And okay, I know men suck at taking photos of themselves. Totally get that. I have been on multiple dates with multiple men who don't look like, their photos aren't like bad necessarily, but like they look so much better in person because men just don't know how to take photos of themselves. And also, I feel like guys just don't like take selfies like women do. Like, I don't know. Guys just don't have as many pictures of themselves as like we do, you know? But when I tell you, they will post like the weirdest pictures, the weirdest. And I'm like, I just don't know. Like, maybe you just didn't have anything else, but like you could have just like you could have just not. But I swear, I scrolled for so long and I was like, yeah, I am going to be single for the rest of my life. I was in the depths of hell, actually. I'm gonna go scroll on dating apps and hopefully have better luck today. Just kidding, I'm gonna edit. But I love you guys so much. See ya.